Topic 2 is greenies.
Greenies.
Oh, another Chris one.
They've been having a lot of things
Man,
happening.
they're having trouble.
You're dressed all in green today.
Solidarity, because they're just in a spot of bother.
We've got a green shirt under it.
I know, right? He's gone all out under that one. Green.
Keep going.
How many layers are you wearing?
I like
Far
that.
out.
Cold man.
He is very cold. Black, green, black, green. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
that's not green.
Went real white real quick.
Alright, so this guy, Senator Scott Ludlam,
Ludzi.
he's Australian, right? But he has dual citizenship with New Zealand.
Like dual wheeling.
Yeah. So it's like Australia, New Zealand. And in Australian Parliament, that is not okay.
You are not
You are
allowed.
supposed to be an Australian citizen exclusively.
That's pretty.
Constitution.
That's pretty the same in every country, though, right?
Don't know.
I think it is.
Let's find out. Jono?
Don't think so, because Ted Cruz, who was a senator in America and was running for president, had to, I think, actively renounce his citizenship in order to run for president. But he was already a senator.
So it's okay if you're a senator, but if you want to go for president...
Yeah, but these guys are senators in Australia.
I am the Senate. So he's got Australia and New Zealand. That's not allowed. So he's not a senator anymore.
But he didn't know, so he
didn't know.
found out.
How can you not know?
Because he was like a kid when he moved to Australia.
So then,
He didn't know that he was a citizen.
Of New Zealand, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
So he
thought...
like moved when he was like how old? Was he
Like,
born
a
in
little?
New Zealand? He was born in New Zealand, but then moved to Australia when he was very young.
He was very small in
And
size.
didn't realize that he still had New Zealand citizenship. I think he thought he
Fair enough.
renounced it. or
So
something
then-
like that.
Miss Larissa Waters, also a Green senator.
Held
She's
on.
like
What's she known for?
breastfeeding.
Yeah.
What?
She breastfed in Parliament.
Oh,
I need more details.
She was the first woman. She was presenting a bill to the floor, right?
yep.
She just flopped it out.
And then she,
Wait, as she was presenting,
as she
Oh,
was
that seems
presenting,
unprofessional.
that is, she did that on purpose.
she
to make
was
a point.
presenting to the floor and breastfeeding simultaneously.
Oh, okay. She was already breastfeeding, right? She didn't
Like,
start
no, she
talking
didn't start
and just
mid.
slowly unzip her
Well, I
top.
don't know. I didn't
By
watch
the
the
way,
whole
I
thing.
just wanted to raise a point here.
I don't think so. But yes, she is the first woman to breastfeed in Parliament.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
for her.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Does so no covering, just straight.
Well, you couldn't see anything. Like it was pretty covered.
Does she wear one
I
of
was
those?
covered with
modest.
a baby.
Yeah, but does she
drinking.
wear one of those scarf thingies that you see
No.
mums do?
No.
She's just standing
She
there
just-
with a baby,
Flopped it out.
and it's yeah.
Do you guys care about that?
I love it.
I don't care about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, what? Just go to your little room and do that. But
But she's working. She's
Yeah.
working for us,
Yeah,
Is
she's
she doing
not
her job?
wasting taxpayer money.
I didn't vote for her.
doing her job.
Yeah, good on her. Breastfeeding. It's awesome. So, she's like, Scott Ludlam, he's not a senator anymore. So she's like, I want to be a senator.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check myself out. So she did a little bit of snooping on herself.
You said that in a really weird.
And
I know, right? Oh my.
Did she ancestry.com.au herself?
Ancestry.com, I am a dual citizen with Canada.
Wow.
She's Canadian.
How do people not know that?
She was
they're dual
born in
citizens?
Canada.
It was a lot more confusing because she was under the impression, and the current law is that you have to actively seek to keep your citizenship, or like you have to like apply for it. You have to make a decision. I want to be Canadian when you're
Right.
like 20 or something.
Right.
Before 21.
But a week before she was born, a week after she was born, that's when that law was changed to that.
Ah.
Shivers.
She was born a week before that happened, which meant she was automatically Canadian.
So you
So-
don't think that by chance, so you saw Ludsey do this and thought, I've got a get out of jail free card. Do you think they were both just smuggling this?
Nah, I think she checked because he found out he was a citizen by accident. Like, as in, like, he looked it up and was like, oh crap, I'm a citizen, I can't be a senator.
Right.
And then she checked as well.
Like, it's
So-
not really a get out of jail free card because she's
Yeah,
not a
but
senator
it's like
anymore.
he couldn't have just not said it.
You could have, but then someone else would have found it.
Right.
Why wouldn't you
It'd be
just
worse if someone else found
Why
it.
wouldn't you just go and renounce it?
I think they have to quit because they
And
were
then
senators.
Yeah.
They were
Okay.
citizens when they were
Right.
elected, which
Yeah.
is
So
against
So they have
the
to quit,
Constitution.
renounce, and then get back in.
I think that's how she would have to get back in.
Yeah.
But now someone else is going to come in instead of her.
Mm.
With a scarf.
No.
No, not that guy.
Okay.
He was a Brisbane councillor. It's just like the next person down on the ticket.
Right.
When
Yeah.
she was elected.
Because
So-
he's great.
She was born in Canada. Her parents were studying there. Her two Australian parents,
Mm.
and then they moved back here when she was 11 months old.
Mm.
She hasn't been to Canada or anything yet. Yeah, so she's been kicked out, as they say, because you can't have a dual citizenship unless you can show that you have taken reasonable steps to sever ties with the other nation, which is interesting. So
Yeah, Sam Dastyari had to pay $25,000 to get rid of his Iranian citizenship.
Which,
Devo.
to be honest, like, it makes sense, right?
What?
That they want people on or in Parliament to be solely Australian citizens.
I don't really care.
Even just as a practicality.
Like, how much does citizenship actually?
It
decide
doesn't.
what
Yeah,
you
I know what you're saying
actually
because
think?
in like to them they are Australian.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess if you sort of flip that around, citizenship does mean something because of all the people who live in Australia, act like Australians but don't have that citizenship, and they don't get to, I guess, they don't get in the benefits of being a citizen. If that makes sense.
You sound very ostracized, like you have experience in this.
Like myself, for example. And the other thing is like, it's like I sort of want to draw it to a comparison of like if you're working for a company and you also have ties with like a competitor. I can see why
But,
the
like,
rule is there.
Okay, say if you're the kind of nefarious person who's like, I'm secretly working, like Matthias
If you're a
Coleman.
spy.
Matthias
Yeah.
Coleman, I think he's a minister
Yeah.
in our government at the moment. He's Belgian born. You can tell when he talks, he still has an accent, and he's fine. But like, how hard is it to renounce citizenship for most countries? It's not hard.
Nah, it's not.
So is that really a test? If you had bad intentions, as if that would make a difference.
True. Do you think it makes it easier for people to like, if they did want to like do something crazy, if they went bad or turned into a spy, having that citizenship, does it make it easier for them to like then
I think
quickly go back to that other country and stuff?
I think
Like,
being a senator as a spy would be like the worst plan of all time.
I'm gonna find out
What do you
all their
see?
in
policies,
10 years, they're going to build this road.
but they probably will never do it.
The worst spy ever.
Genius.
It makes sense to me though. Like I can see why the rule is there.
I think it makes sense, like in theory, like to be a senator, you must be Australian and only Australian. But practically, it's just, I don't know. it's just
Yeah,
a
you're
bit more
punishing
red
someone
tape.
who's in that country for 11 months. Like, I don't know. I feel like
I mean, on the other token, like you said, John, it really isn't that hard to renounce it. So I would just say to senators, just go renounce it. Like, you know,
I think a residency test, maybe something like that.
Mm.
Like, you've been in this country for a certain amount of time, matters more than whether or not you're technically or not technically a citizen of another country. Like, that's a legal technicality more.
I
than
think
anything.
more
It doesn't
because
tell you anything
when
real.
you become a citizen, like what you're agreeing to is that I will work. Well, not
She
necessarily.
came
but-
when she was 11 months old.
yeah, I know what you're saying.
She
but
agreed to.
on a technicality, like you're saying, I pledge my allegiance to this country.
You do make a pledge. It's
Do you know what I mean? So, like, for example, if I wanted to become a citizen, I would have to pledge my allegiance to Australia
I didn't have to.
and follow Australian.
Neither.
Yeah, but you're born into it.
Exactly.
Was I?
Yeah, but
So
your
what's
parents
the
probably
point?
did.
Most people who are citizens now didn't have to say
What
that
I'm saying
pledge.
is, if you have a dual citizenship, you've technically pledged that allegiance to two different countries, and as someone
No,
who
you
works,
haven't. She was born in Canada. She didn't pledge anything.
I'm
He
saying
said, he
as a
said
technicality.
technically.
I'm saying as a
No.
technicality, she as a
Yes,
Canadian
technically that's what your
citizen,
citizenship is.
No, it's not.
she
It
is
means
a
you were
Canadian
born there.
citizen.
That's all it means. In Canada, her citizenship to Canada literally just means she came out of
No, that's how she got it.
That's how she got it. What I'm
but
saying
what
is,
it means is
yeah.
something different.
I don't think that's what it
and
means.
the way to
If the way you got it is just by being born there, that's what it means.
Okay, well then
It might
you can
represent
get
something.
citizenship
Then that means-
another way to that.
that means my wife's citizenship is different to her citizenship.
What I'm saying,
It's
John,
a-
is
it's
I
a-
think what Chris is saying is that's the way you get it, but the way you can tell what a citizenship means is to watch what people have to go through to get one. And when you go through that process, the process is people saying to you, okay, now you are part of our culture, you follow our values, and if there was a conflict in the world, you're on our side. Like within these four walls, like you're on our team. So that's what you're pledging to. Whether you get that by choice or you're born into it, technically, that's what you're agreeing to.
I think it has all the practical use of those little cards that you come in when you come into Australia and you say, "I am not a terrorist." Like literally,
does.
if
Yeah,
you were,
it
if you had
does.
bad intentions, it means
Yeah,
nothing.
definitely.
Yeah,
And
but then technically, that's been stated. That's a record.
Yeah, that's right. So practically speaking, I think you're right. It doesn't actually make a difference. But if it's just a technicality, like if you're a senator, just go and fix it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not. But in
Yeah.
her case, you can see why she didn't know.
That's right.
And that's why, like, it's such a like.
It sucks if you
it's
don't know. Yeah.
Pointless. This is deprived Australia of someone who was voted in,
Mm.
who people actually wanted,
True.
who was working hard, like doing what she was voted in to do.
Yep. True.
It's true.
So
it's
it's a
shame,
stupid
but
technicality.
It is, but you know
you
what?
can understand why.
Yeah,
it's the,
you've got to draw.
you can see the
rules
heart
somewhere.
behind it. You
It's
know?
a stupid technicality because she can't just renounce it now and
Yeah.
go,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
wait,
right.
I didn't know. I don't want to be.
I
a
think
Canadian."
if you didn't know, there should be some sort of an exception they make where.
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
oh
go-
no, you got to leave.
Yeah,
Like
go
the
and renounce
process
it.
of an
Yeah.
election is so much more
That's right. Yeah.
than the process of being a citizen. It's
Mm.
like
Definitely.
So she called herself up on it and she came out and announced her resignation. And when she was doing this, there was this bloke beside her called Jonathan Sri, if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
probably not.
Sri Lanka.
Stop.
Sri.
Stop.
He's a Greens councillor in Queensland, right?
Sri Lanka.
And
It's spelt the way Sri Lanka.
his name is Rainbow Scarf Man. Technically.
So what was that other thing you were saying?
Do you know, that's his real name, but
Okay.
he goes by the name Rainbow Scarf Man.
Right.
Rainbow scarf.
Or he
Is
does
he
now.
a citizen?
For who knows? You know, he looks like that lunatic who stuck the Opal card in his arm.
Meow meow.
Meow Meow Chucho.
Meow
Disco.
meow disco tango.
It
Meow
was
meow.
meow meow disco luda something.
Disco Ludo.
Whatever. So he looks like a bit of a hippie, right? He's got a rainbow scarf, and everyone was cross with him. Everyone was at
Yeah.
first they were excited. They're like, "Look at Rainbow Scarf Man behind her! What a legend!" But then he got in there, and he kind of hijacked the meeting, and he was like mansplaining to people, and he was like, "I think we're all really proud. Larissa has stood to represent us and represent Queensland. For me personally, it really sucks that we're losing that." That was his statement.
It's very heartfelt.
But he's really taking his 5 seconds of fame, and he was on Sky News
Mm.
afterwards. He does poetry.
Mm.
He's a poet. He's doing some
He didn't
slam
even know
poetry
it.
for the Greens. Do you want to hear some?
Yeah.
No.
While they play the part of the bleeding heart,
You really aren't slamming this enough.
these tossers leave us down in the pit. But if you vote for the same old parties, you'll be left with the same old.
Shotty.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Shot.
Ah.
Marty's.
Wait.
So here's just dropping bombs
Wait, what was it?
representing the Greens.
Sharpies.
Sharpies.
I know it.
Sharp.
It's a haiku.
Yeah.
So, that's enough for that, right, Chris?
He has many rainbow scarves.
Mm.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's
Good for him.
Do you have a rainbow scarf?
No.
Right. It's green.
You have to quickly check if you.